Boundaries and triggers. Let's have a look at what they might begin to look like for you. I think boundaries is a really tricky task to master. You're probably very good at having no boundaries. I know I was, and I'm learning them, and they're incredible. They do help growth a lot. So you might be really good at not listening to other people's boundaries, as well as not listening to your own boundaries. I know I was very good at letting people step over my boundaries, and now I'm getting stronger with the boundaries and saying no, and seeing what that looks like. And that might entail losing a friend or a loved one, and that's difficult, but there's this voice inside of my heart that tells me it's the right thing to do for me. And when I do that, it feels, self-respect blooms, so this is all about self-respect, and the trauma that's inside of you that you might have experienced as a child or as an adult, and has led you to believe that people can treat you how they want, and even when you've said no, so you need to start listening to your no. You need to start listening to other people's no. I mean, people are going to want you to drink with them. They're going to put drinks in your hand, and you are going to need to learn to say no and have a think about what that feels like for you. That's a tough one. And you need to start listening to the other people's no, with your kids, or your family, or your partner, or work. And what does that look like? And start having some understanding and comprehension around what no is, and you need to trust that little voice within yourself. When you know what your boundary is, you really do need to trust it, and it will feel the best for yourself if you do. And it's time to honor yourself with that. Yeah. Not sure if this is the right place to put it, but I'll put it in here, and because I've got it written down here, and it says, even now I don't want to write this one as it really calls you out on your bullshit, and it makes me feel uncomfortable. And because we're addicts, and we're brilliant at lying to ourselves and to other people around us, there's going to be someone in your life, and if not now, there will be, who will see through your bullshit, and you will not be able to lie to. I have this friend who's about 28 years sober, and when I was drinking the second time round, I'd be on the phone to her talking about stuff, and she wouldn't even have to say anything, and I could hear the lying in my voice. And you need someone like that in your life, and they are gold for you and for your journey towards taking responsibility for your drinking. And I love my friend for that. She's always so beautiful to talk to. You really just can't see through it, so thank you, friend. Triggers. Now, triggers are interesting because they can come in super quickly. You might know your triggers. You might know some of them. It's like, oh, well, I can't go to that friend's house because at that time of the day, because that's when we start drinking. But some of the other triggers that come in, and they can start getting really deep, and it's, because you're starting to heal, the feelings within, these triggers, they come from how you feel about something. You might be angsty about something, like, I'm going to get a drink. And you need to start thinking about what you would do, what to do when those triggers come up. So I remember I went to a kids' night at school where, it was a science night, and there were these parents sitting around in a circle. I didn't know them, but they were sitting around in a circle, and I looked at them, and instantly I wanted to get pissed. I wanted to get smashed. And it was really strong within me, that feeling. And it's sort of, a little bit of a shock there. So I had to walk through that. Why did I want to have a drink then? What about that situation made me want to have a drink? And, you sort of have to unpack it a bit, and then you have to think of ways to get through that trigger, because it won't last forever. You might need to breathe, you might need to walk outside, you might need to stop what you're doing and tell everyone, I want to have a drink. You might need to call someone, like a sponsor from AA, if you're doing AA, or your doctor or your psych, or just, you have to start understanding what helps get you through. You might want to reach for your non-alcoholic fizzy and things like that. So understanding what your triggers are will help you in those moments when they come on, and knowing how to deal with them is really fabulous too. You're going to want to get comfy with those uncomfortable triggers, yeah? And redefine the way you want to live your life.